So, there's no car boot video today, but some shelving video. The first few pictures are going to be the advert and what we got. And do you see that engine? It's nice to find bolts, have bolts that people make full use of. Remember we were looking for them odd size bolts and they had to be a bit longer. Anyway, it's to go on an engine frame. So now they can take the crank out of the engine much easier because it's on a frame. And you think to yourself, well, why not use bell housing bolts? But of course they're shorter and they're only holding a bell housing. So they needed to be longer and the right thread. So have a look at that engine sitting on that engine frame. And we luckily, after many years of saving and scrapping and keeping everything, we had the ones, got them out of trouble. It's the little things that please me, you know. And then the rest of it is the cupboards arriving and what the plan is. Yeah. So enjoy. New job on Monday. Woo! Well, my little bunch of shadow maniacs. Woohoo! Look at this! There's no car boot video today because I've spent my £19.99p and a bit more on these. Ooh, the revolution has started. How much tidying up is this going to take? How much tools are these going to take? So come on, let's get them out and let's see where we're going to put them. Woohoo! So as a shed man having a shed, your shed is always growing, your shed is always evolving. Remember the compressor we've had in, I measured it and the table shrank. My measurements were correct. It was the table that moved overnight. Yeah, the table fairies had been in and shrank the table. Anyway, which meant this had to move. Oh. Now these have always been a problem. If you haven't got shelves, they're great. But in the winter, these tend to swell up and get stuck, wooden ones. If you can avoid, if you've got none, they're better than none. But if you can avoid them, these wooden ones tend to, but they are slightly deeper, there's less of them. You know, I think this is spare jars in there. Most of this lot will go back in flat. Yeah, most of these sort of brackets and all that sort of stuff. So I've got to empty that lot. And replace them with this lot there. It's going to be much more useful. We'll have to keep this area more clear. I was thinking of selling that drill. I've got another one, haven't I? So, got one, a little one, and I've got that one. I've got another. Anyway, Facebook, fantastic thing, isn't it? Let me tell you a story. Stephen's just recently sold the caravan. Blah, blah, blah. eBay. This guy won the bid on eBay. Right, make contact. Blah, blah. This is my number. What best price you want for caravan? Excuse me, don't you know how auctions work? That's the price you've bid. That's the price you've got to pay. Oh no, me your friend, me want best price. Yeah, you want the door. So he's been given the boot and the caravan went anyway. But I'm not like that. If that's what you said you're going to pay, that's what you're going to pay. So I went there. Actually, I've give 30 quid each. I'll give 60 quid for them. They're in slightly. I expected them a bit more knocked about maybe, but they're in really good nick. So, and for what we collect, tools and spanners and, you know, all that sort of stuff, we can move the stuff, maybe put the vintage tools in here, the spanners and all that out, and then release the bigger drawers, because I've got some thin stuff in big drawers. So yeah, I'm really pleased. 90 quid. And good thing is, first of all, it was there, great. And second of all, I didn't have to go far. Just round the corner as it happens. So yeah, so it's going to be next week now. I'm going to have to, that's the trouble. Oh, big disturbance, isn't there? So I'm going to have to take that out. Well, I'm going to have to take all this out, all these drawers out again, pile them up somewhere and hope we don't knock them over. Take that stuff out of there. This has got to be nudged across because there is a gap behind. So to miss the tank, this has got to go that way. We'll install them other drawers that way, which means the bench has got to be shifted that way. Shouldn't be too bad to clear. And then my scrap corner. This is my odd bits of metal. That's going to be shrunk down. I could put them here, couldn't I? Could I put them on the corner behind the door? No. No, this has got to come this way. We'll still be in front of the window as much as you can see through it for the fill. So this has got to be cleared. That's got to be moved and cleared just to be able to move it. That's the good thing about steel tables, stand on their own. This has got to come out, throw that away, replace them with the drawers, get this, nudge it that way, put an extra strip of a leg and a ledge, and I'll make whatever, fill that gap up with wood. We've got quite a bit to do, but and we're going to have one spare, aren't we? So whether we'll do something with these and put one there, or do something with that, and I do like these drawers, these little drawer things. Where else can we put them? I do like them. See, these spanners, these wrenches and all that can go in there, can't they? There's a room in here for them. You're always growing, always growing, always growing, always coming up with an idea. I do like this office stuff, you know. There, and look, we did there. Not worth the aggravation of taking out and disturbing it. No, this is pretty much solid here. That's pretty much solid there. It's only one unit we're looking for at this moment. I do intend this. I'm going to get a whole load of these wherever I can get them from. Whether I bite the bullet and get new ones or second-hand ones, depends what I land on, depends what price, depends where they are. I'm going to do that corner full of that type of drawer. Let me just remind you what we did next door. So let me just remind you, my preferred way of keeping stuff is one depth only, thin on the walls here, so that you don't lose stuff. Stuff can't go missing. So, but of course, you've never got enough wall space, have you, to be able to do that. And because this is the wing garage, there's not a lot of space. It's working just fine. One jar, nuts and bolts. And then if I want to know what's on there, this, and it's been quite successful. I'm really pleased we came up with that idea. Pinched it from, we'd seen it at a shop or something somewhere. This idea, having, you go to a thing, you find a thing, there's the name of the shelf, this is A, that's B, that's C, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6. This, I'm really pleased with the way this works, yeah. If I remember to put the jar back on the shelf where I got it from. Today we might get this space off Debbie. Ooh, we're looking forward to that. Really pleased. Do you see what I did with these lockers? I'm really pleased what I did with these. They're all vertical lockers, look. Across the top in there. Across the top in there, look. And you've got a little bay to put your nuts and bolts and all that in there. So we kept that, the wood went in there, the pallet stripping wood. This is yet to go up, but whatever's on there is in here. Meant to be, So I'm quite pleased with that. That's been a good storage system type. And again, look here, we did storage this side. Hold on, the silent whisperer is with us for a while. This is the storage. Look, it sits on top, it doesn't crush the shelves. And we did these, didn't we? These are wood, but they seem to do all right in here. So I'm quite happy with this system as well. So, but this, what am I going to do with this mess? I don't know yet. But I tell you what, it's since the wood has come here back. Wow, this smells lovely. It's like an air freshener. It's like a natural air freshener. If you've got wood and you want to store it and you don't know what to do with it, just get it and store it, because it's like a natural air freshener. The place smells gorgeous. Smells of just, you know, wood. Oh, anyway, let's get them cupboards in and see what we can do. Ooh, look at that, one on top of the other. Sometimes it's better to put them on a piece of wood, give it a good base, because there'll be quite a bit of weight in it. Good, and you know, sometimes make a concrete slab for it. It's an inch underneath, so you know it's not on a rough floor. If you've got a rough floor on your garage or whatever, just give it a good base. You can sit it on top, but if you want to, you can again put a good piece of wood under here, and you see it's on a rough floor at the moment. And I mean, you can even, if you want to, you fix it to the side. You've got room there to fix them to the side, look. Bolt them to each other. You can even bolt them backwards if that was your, to make them sturdy, do you know, depending on what you want to put in them. I always love to see what's blood transfusion, COVID forms. Where the hell have these been? Where the hell did they come from? Anyway, oh, and we got this one. Find room for this one as well. 90 quid the lot. I think that was a good buy, actually. Inflation. Oh, everything doesn't get cheaper. Everything's getting dearer and dearer, isn't it? So they're not the most robust of things. They are a bit twisty and a bit bendy. So when you fit them, you're going to have to fit them to something, next to something, make them strong, or you're going to have to fix them to the back, or even make their own frame. You'd have to sit them. You might have to get some angle iron, make their own steel frame just to hold them in place so that they don't move and get twisted in a shed environment, because these are paperwork drawers, aren't they? They're not really meant to be holding heavy stuff. So just install them solidly, fix them, and they'll last you forever. I mean, you might choose to bring them up a brick or two because you don't want the bottom one to get jammed. Sometimes it might be just worth putting a brick base on the bottom just to pull them off the floor. So at least you can use the bottom drawer then. You can do all sorts with them. But yeah, you have to make them strong. You have to strengthen them, you know. Actually, what we'll do, we'll get something like angle iron and we'll strengthen the edges with angle iron. Got some good pieces on the back, weld this together. Get some of this smaller stuff, put it up against the edge here. Up against the edge, look. We'll strengthen it up. We'll make its own little frame to sit in. That will make it a lot stronger, much sturdier. And like this, look, we've fitted it. The bottom one had its own legs. We put a board on top, fitted them together, fitted it flush to the steel bench, look, straight, solid. Has to be solid with the weight of stuff that's in it, you know. You have to put them in good and solid, and then you can put as much weight as you want on them, in them, and they're going to last forever, aren't they? So we're going to have to Yeah, put them next door to each other. Jam them between there and here. So the wall is there, this is jammed to the wall, that's jammed to this, that will be jammed to that, and that will be jammed to that. Just jam them in, put them in as solidly as you can, and then they don't twist, and they don't go out of shape, and you can load the weight into them then. Yeah, just make them a permanent fixture, because at the moment they're a bit wobbly. I think this one will go up here. We'll replace them, put them there, find a new home for those. So we've got quite a bit to do.
Have a look. Oh, good.
They're going to be great, Deb.
Yeah?
Yeah. Going to be able to put loads of stuff in there.
Where are they going to...
Take that out, put them there. Them two on top of each other. And then this next one down there.
Will you be able to reach the top of them?
They go
now?
there. Yeah, I do now.
High, isn't it?
I use the anvil as a stepping stone.
Well, you shouldn't really, should you?
Well, yeah, I do. Yeah, be fine, be fine.
So you got